ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the King and I Life podcast with your boy, Soul Touch of the Poet, and my brother,
Soul X.
Yo, we've been talking about breaking points on this episode. Situation in Baltimore where the guy killed his girlfriend, his ex-wife, and then himself. And also, it was a video that Son Soul X sent me earlier where this woman was giving the father of her two sons, a lot of stress because he took them to get haircuts. As we was talking through this, again, we did an episode when love turns deadly. Again, you got to be aware of your situation and what you contribute to it. We all know if the situations that we're in are toxic and they're not beneficial, they're not rewarding. We have to make it a point to say, hey, this is not where I want to be, and I need to be out of this situation, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it to anyone to take someone's life or take your own life. I do understand that times do get rough. I've been through my fair share of rough times, and quite honestly, yes, I've looked in the mirror and said, damn, would I be better off if I wasn't here? But then for me, I have to look in that mirror again and be like, how would my actions affect everyone else? Of course, I've been in situations where people have pushed me to my breaking point, and yeah, I want to knock somebody upside the head. But at the end of the day, it's like, that's not a good look. One, because I'm really not that type of person to put my hands on a woman like that. That's just not it. For two, I have children that rely on me for, a number of things. Two, I don't want them type of charges on my background. That's good. Those type of charges prevent you from living your life to the fullest. And I'm just talking leisurely. And it also prevents you from certain employment. So you have to think about all of that stuff when you put yourself in these situations.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said earlier, I've been pushed way past my breaking point. Think that, the creator, I'm still here because there are certain situations I too was like you, looking in the mirror saying, I don't want to freaking be here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to continue to go through what I'm going through. And those are some real thoughts and feelings, I was presenting to myself. And one of the ways I got through it was always telling myself, man, it'll look better in the morning. It was a lie, but it got me through. So
hey.
it got me through. So sometimes you have to lie to yourself, or speak it into existence, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look better in the morning.
Right.
And eventually, it did look better in the morning. So again, I'm lying to myself, but I'm actually speaking it into existence. And I think that's what we have to do as human beings sometimes when we're feeling like our back is up against the wall and we have no other options.
Right.
And I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist or anything along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
The legal part of it.
Right.
But I'm just simply saying what I went through to help me face those breaking points.
Right.
So what I'm telling people here is things are not always as bad as they seem. No one has control over you but you.
True that.
So, life's going to bring you turmoil or problems and situations. And boy, you're going to be like, I want to knock this socks off. I want to take his head clean off with a punch. But again, like, Soul Touch was saying, it's not going to help you. If anything, it's going to put you further in a hole, meaning, those shiny bracelets.
Yeah.
I don't care for those. Not at all. I'm not going to do that. So being violent and turning violent against someone, who you feel has compromised you, meaning made you feel some kind of pain, it's not going to help you. Because one thing you got to realize, when you beat that person behind or put your hands on that person, one, they're going to call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
If they as dirty as you think they are, they're going to call the cops. This is not the Wild Wild West anymore where, we can handle it as men, fight it out, talk it out, go our separate ways afterwards. They're going to call the cops.
Yeah.
They're going to file charges. You're going to get locked up. You're going to have to pay all kind of damn lawyer fees, court fees, missing work. I mean, the list goes on and on. So I'm saying all of that to say that it's not worth it for you to put your hands on someone else.
It's not.
It's just one of those things mentally you got to get through. So, yeah, it's just not worth it to beat somebody's ass, if they say.
Yeah. To add on to that, another thing that's not a good look when it comes to this is just reckless behavior in general, like, alcohol, drugs, this, that, and the other, because the one thing that a lot of us do not take into consideration when we're going through stuff is that, and so Lex mentioned this before, you're not the only one that's going through it. Countless people have gone through it before you. There are countless people going through it at the same time you are going through it. And there will be countless people that will go through it long after you. The one thing that, a lot of us need to keep in the front part of our minds is there are people who are going through it worse than you. And that is one of those things that I really had to, that's a tough pill that I had to swallow in a lot of situations where I felt I wanted to act in a manner that wasn't productive or conducive to any situation, is that no matter what I was going through, somebody has it worse than me. And once you get that into your brain and really let that soak in, you really get to understand that, you know what, maybe life is not that bad. Maybe I need to look at other situations. And here's the crazy thing about that. We all have seen and we all know someone who has been through situations a lot worse than ours. And we still act like we're the only one that's going through it and the only one that has it that bad. And one of the first things that come out of our mouths is, you don't understand what I'm going through.
Yeah, man. You don't understand. Ooh, boy. You don't understand, son. But I don't know. When people talk about looking for a source of strength outside of themselves, some people are very heavy into religion, and there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever it takes for you to get through your situation, I'm all for that. if it gets you through in a positive way.
Yes.
But I think we as human beings, we sometimes forget that the Creator gave us strength. He gave us everything we need to get through this plane or this life, however you want to put it.
Everything.
But sometimes we forget to look. We look all the way on the outside and, high and low, but we forget to look on the inside of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I promise you, He placed everything you need within you to get you through everything you're going to face in this lifetime. You can pray, call on Buddha, Allah, whoever it is that you feel you need to holler at or call on. But I promise you, you are stronger than what you think you are. You just got to believe in yourself.
Yeah. You got to believe in yourself. Self-doubt is a killer. And I'm speaking from experience because I had a lot of self-doubt on a lot of things in my life. So I'm not sitting here just running my mouth just for the sake of conversation and to have a good podcast. I am not doing that. Look, another thing that a lot of us don't realize is that when we sit there and say, I can't do something, it is a bunch of BS. It'd be better to say, reword that and be like, at this time, I'm unable to complete this task. Because saying I can't is self-defeating.
Yeah.
Because look at it this way. As adults or as adolescents or even as teenagers, look at someone younger than you, look at someone older than you. We will look at a child and say, that child can't talk. That child can't walk. It's not true. They just are unable to do it at that time. Elderly people, they may be justified in saying, I can't climb that ladder, or I can't remember such and such, because they are at a stage in their life where these skills and stuff have deteriorated. But when you look at yourself from childhood to adulthood, and you look at every time that you said, I can't, look at all the things that you've accomplished, that one thing and 50 million other things. There was a time where you couldn't walk. Now you can run. Now you can jump. Now you can climb. There was a time where you couldn't talk. Well, now look at you could talk. You might learn 2 or 3 different languages. I can't remember something. Well, look, you've developed over the years, and look at all the things that you can remember. But remember that you said at one point, I can't. Look at yourself as an adult and say, I can't do this. I can't do that. No, you can do it. You just have to understand that you need to put action behind everything you do. So when this person murdered these women and this unborn child, I can't deal with this should not have been in